Hi, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? Mr. Tatalovich, Wayne Tatalovich is here. Yes, I bow at his greatness. One of my all-time favorites, who made me sound like a superstar, he and Dr. Weck. And it's always nice to know that you're on this side of the dirt when you're spending time with him.
Amen, amen.
He and Dr. Weck truly were the path setters when it comes to forensic medicine. Long before anything CSI that you've seen on television, these two gentlemen, of course, the crash at 427, horrible stuff, but this guy came through with flying colors and truly revolutionized what you do in a critical situation such as that. But that's for another day, and we're going to talk something a little bit more relaxing in the way of golf. Mike Gettiger, who's at the courthouse, one of Monaco's all-time greats, ladies and gentlemen. And when I was an usher at St. John's, I couldn't wait to just pass the basket because I knew I was going to get a glimpse of one heck of a football player. And even though it's been a few years, you miss those days, don't you, Mike? Come on.
I don't miss the pain of those days.
Mike,
Yeah,
listen.
Saturdays and Sundays are fun.
I live in Monaco, and this Central Valley merger is a blueprint. I don't think you could have done a better job. But I still miss the sound of the drums when the leaves are changing colors, and on a Friday night, and those great rivalries, those battles for the bridge with Rochester. Monaco is such a great town and a great sports town, and I'm just so happy to live there. You got to have some great memories growing up in Monaco.
There's a lot of good memories there. A lot of good.
Coming
Coming down the hill. Coming down the hill, onto the field.
What do you do now for a living?
Right now I work at domestic relations.
I'm currently. I'm all current, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
And a lot of guys probably don't like you.
No, they don't like
Ah,
it.
it's okay. It's a good
But
thing.
that's okay. We help out.
Hey, listen. I want to talk to you about golf. But before we talk about some things that I've come up with, by the way, you can see in the background the Golf Channel is on here. His beautiful granddaughter Alex happens to work here. Golf Channel is on. It's the Travelers TPC Riverwind. They're playing golf this weekend. Follow up after last week's incredible U.S. Open. Brooks Koepka was incredible. Young lady, come in a little bit closer so they can hear your granddad here. I want to talk about the history of this course. All steel companies at one time, from Crucible with Deer Trails to this place, J&L, they had these clubs in which they would bring members and obviously clients and those who deserved a nice round of golf. Beaver Lakes formerly, but J&L really the catalyst behind this track, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the history.
J&L built this club in the mid-30s, probably mostly for the executives. And then later they opened it up to the public and eventually became a private country club. And then after that, it became a members equity club, where the members actually owned the club. And we did well up until about right before the economic crash in 2008. So a lot of golf courses were losing membership, and of course you didn't have the money to operate. So we did prior to that. And we were fortunate that Jimmy Mass, we had a large debt. And we were fortunate that Jimmy Mass came in and bought the place and kept it here so we could continue playing golf.
And Elwood Willard, who's the manager of the grounds,
Elwood, yeah.
this guy's worked with them all. And he's talked about Nicholas, and he's been around Trevino and Player. He really has revolutionized this course. Let's talk about the course, Mike. This is the public course, but it has a lot of nuances that you're not going to find anywhere. And it's the real reason why a lot of folks are discovering this place, because of a lot of the videos we do, stuff that they're doing online, and obviously the advertising they've done in the past where they're coming from Ohio and West Virginia and all over. Tell the folks about this course and what you like about it.
I'll tell you what, this track is being built in the 30s. This is what golf should be about. I mean, you know, you can trick up courses, you know, with making greens, this or that. But this setup, the way this was designed, I think they designed it. But
I don't.
they did an excellent job on it. But I mean, this can play up to today's standards. You know, the greens are in beautiful shape. You know, you got to shape the ball here. You know, use every club in your bag. You know, and you got to play.
You know, he has added a ton of trees, water holes, I mean, just incredible stuff. I want to talk about the game a little bit, some things that I kind of came up with that everybody can kind of use as far as making their game a little bit better. When you align the club face, okay, tell me why that's so important, you think, to be able to figure that out and to do that right time and time again, consistency when aligning the club face.
I don't know. I think maybe Jack Nicklaus started it. He picked a point, maybe a foot in front of the teed up ball, and that was his alignment. So once he did that, he didn't care about anything else but trying to get the club head to go to that point on the ground, so you can hopefully hit a straight shot.
The thing is, if you catch a ball square with a square club face, it's going to go over your hand. So that's the whole principle.
You know, one of the things, and I had a very short career as a caddy at Beaver Valley Country Club, and I used to be like, please don't ask me which club to use. I was like 15 years old. And, you know, I was in love with watching Jack Nicklaus play golf and Arnold and Gary and Lee Trevino, but I didn't know anything about it. How important is it to choose the right club? Is that a myth or is that a fact?
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Each pro knows exactly how far they hit each club. Of course, they can alter the yardage by choking up on it or swing a little easier, but it's important for those guys, amateurs like us, to be able to know how far you hit each club. And it's nice though, because we have these GPS yards.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier now, because you don't have to guess what the yardage is, you know exactly what it is.
It did away with the cat.
It did away with the cat.
You being an old football player and a very good football player, I might add, one of the things when you kind of have your chin down a little bit and you're getting knocked around, the last thing is you can't get away from what really made you a good football player. So they talk about don't change your stance in the game of golf. Should you really just stay firmly planted with your stance if it was successful at one time, even if your game kind of goes awry a little bit, or do you believe in mixing it up?
If you read all the books and study all the teachers and coaches and everything, for people starting out, if you start out with everything in the middle of your stance, you know, until you progress, you can't go wrong.
It's different, like if you're trying to hit a slice or a fade shot, you open your stance.
Right.
So it's not square. And conversely, if you're trying to hit a draw or a hook, then you close your stance. And the stance changes quite often. If you're chipping the ball, you're chipping off your back leg. You know, it changes for almost every shot.
Have either one of you ever gotten to a slump to where it's gone on and on and on? And if so, what brought you out of it? And what made you just keep coming back playing more?
I know when I get it goes goofy, it'll go. That's why this game is so, you know, to this degree on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When they go goofy, they go, you know, a
Good
couple
goofy.
putts here
Yeah.
or something. You know what I mean? Because they know where those balls going. Us, you know, we kind of know where it's going, but when you throw wind into our equation or something, you know, it can really mess with you. The thing with us is, when I know when I get into a slump, I go back to basics. You know, I don't try to work the ball right to left, left to right. I don't try to hit knockdowns. You know, when you start trying to do too much, I think at our level,
All right.
that's when we get into
What
trouble.
about making a good grip? How important is the grip?
That's where it starts. It all starts. You can alter your grip too to change the direction of the ball. You know, there's little subtle things that you can do to actually change the trajectory of the ball.
Speaking of that, how many times have we seen somebody blade the grass into the wind? They say play with the wind, not against it, unless you've got forearms like Jack Nicklaus. I
It
mean,
could be lucky to do that every shot, but that's not the case.
sometimes you have to face it head on.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can do
because,
it.
you know,
I like it when they say the wind never helps you, only hurts you.
What about finishing the shot?
really important.
Really?
If you watch the pros, you know, 95% of them, they all finish with the club behind their neck. I mean, there's still swings there.
I know I don't do that.
Yeah. And when you're holding it there, you're waiting for a picture. Somebody's taking a
You
picture. Right?
know when they hit a good shot, because if they're up there posing, you know they hit it right.
With the guys we play with, you hold it there, they're going to tell you, okay, that's enough. It's right down the middle. Get out of there.
All right, these are the top 10 players PGA Tour right now worldwide. Just some names and some thoughts. Let's kind of go 10 to 1. Brooks Koepka. This guy's 27 and he can smash the golf ball.
Yeah.
It's funny, the reason he won, I think, last week is he's putting much better this year than he ever has. And putting is like a big part of the game. If you're not putting, you're not going to win any tournament.
That's what makes it.
You got to be putting.
Ricky Fowler.
Everybody loves Ricky.
Everybody.
He's a favorite.
Even though he's a Florida Gator. You know, I look at that.
Is he going to eventually? Do you go to Clemson?
I went to Miami.
Miami, that's right. What did he? You think he'll finally break through?
He's playing well now. I mean, he was in contention.
Fleming went to Clemson.
Who's that?
Brucey Fleming? Did he
No,
go?
Bruce came down to Miami after
Did
I
he?
was there. Yes. He comes back and we're playing those balls.
When were you there, real quick?
I finished in '81. Jimmy Kelly was our quarterback. We had a #1 defense in the country. Yeah, Jimmy, I still think we get together down in Florida. You know, a bunch of guys, you know, that have graduated together, and you know, and we played down there a lot.
It's something else. Anyway,
Getting back to Ricky
yeah,
Fowler.
go ahead.
5'9", 160 pounds. It's a 300 yard.
Well, Gary Player did the same
Gary
thing.
Player, Corey Pavin from the 70s and 80s.
I know.
Guys
So-
that weigh 150 pounds.
And you got a guy on the European tour starting to make some noise now, Alex Nerwin. And we were talking about Seve Ballesteros the other day and what the tremendous golfer that he was. Jordan Spieth, Henrik Stenson, you got Sergio Garcia, Jason Day, Rory McIlroy, Hideki Matsuyama, and Dustin Johnson. Just some thoughts about those guys. What do you think?
You want to go like?
Go, jump in.
I don't want to hog it up.
No, go ahead. They're all good. I think he's the one to watch out for.
He finished with the U.S. Open around the 66. Because of him playing global golf, and I think it's starting to really suit him here, he could end up becoming your next #1. Just
You want to
some
take a
thoughts.
break for her to start something?
No, we're going to let her go because we're done. Real quick, on your grandfather, thank you very much, sir, for your time. And thank you, Mr. Gettiger.
Nice.
All
Hey, I
right.
want to show you.
Nice being with you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as in you, Miami University. You got a picture real quick?
You got the U.
Yeah.
Always.
All right.
Always. We're coming back too, by the way.
See you. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night from Jimmy Mag's Club at Shadow Lakes.
You'll appreciate it.